Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Peace Jones. Don't forget to like this video, to comment on this video, and to subscribe to my channel. Okay, you guys? Hello, holiday season. How is Vlogmas going for you guys? How is Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas? Just family, friends, and good times going for you this holiday season. I've been enjoying it so far. Haven't done anything major. Honestly, I haven't really done anything super festive, but I'm kind of working on it, y'all. You know, I gotta deliver in my vlogs. So if you haven't already seen, I am doing Vlogmas week by week. So check out those videos. Anyway, let's get into it. Today, I am doing my unpopular opinions. I have 15 of them, okay? If you guys haven't seen my previous unpopular opinions vlog, go check it out, okay? I didn't give as many in that one, but this time I really had to come with the unpopularness, okay? So I have 15 good ones. So grab your water or grab your wine and let's get started. All right. Unpopular opinions, or more unpopular opinions, okay? Number one, there's a such thing as manipulative self-care, or should I say manipulative self-care. So what I mean by this, my friend and I were talking about this a while back, and we were basically saying, like, we've had these experiences with people where instead of them just saying like, hey, I'm not interested, or hey, I really don't feel like coming, or hey, I'm not really in the financial space to support that, people will say like, I'm just not going to be able to come because I just feel like I'm not able to do it today. Or like, oh, although you came to all 6 of my kids' birthday parties, like I just feel like really down today and I'm just not gonna be able to do it. Oh, although you were a bridesmaid in my last 2 weddings and now it's your big day, like I don't think I'm gonna be able to pay for the flight, right? And that is what you call manipulative self-care, because it's in the name of self-care where people will be like, well, I have the right to say no, or it just doesn't feel right to me, or I'm just not in the mood. But they try and put that over their actual intentions, their actual feelings, right? Like, how difficult is it for you to help your friend out for an hour? How difficult is it for you to babysit your friend's kid if she always babysits yours for an hour? How difficult is it for you to send over some cake or cookies to your friend that's in the hospital just going through it? How difficult is it to show up for 30 minutes to a birthday brunch, right? Like, I just feel like because self-care has been promoted so much recently and it's like trending and everyone is hopping on board. Don't get me wrong, like self-care is real and I practice self-care myself, but I don't let self-care manipulate how I show up for my friends, what I am able to do for myself on the daily. I don't let it trump what I know I need to do versus like an excuse of what I have to do because of self-care. I don't like to use in the name of self-care. This is just me and everyone's different, right? But for me, self-care is more of like a detox moment, a detox day, taking a nice hot bath, having some wine, reading a book, going on vacation, going to the spa, right? I don't use self-care as an excuse to not do things, whether that's for myself or whether that's for others. And I'm noticing that that's becoming a very manipulative type of excuse for people to use when they just don't feel like doing it. They don't feel like helping you. They don't feel like showing up. They don't feel like, supporting you. Like, it's just like, oh, I'm just not in the mood today, or oh, I just can't come through. And I think that that's terrible. And I think that people really need to check themselves on that, because it's horrible. It's horrible to tell people that you can't do something, or to even not do something for yourself in the name of self-care, when you know that you're capable of doing it and you really can do it, but you're just using like your mental health or self-care as an excuse when it's really not anything going on, you know? So that's my first unpopular opinion. Number 2 would be the idea that love should be easy. So I just don't agree with that. Like, I feel like, of course, love shouldn't be miserable, but I honestly feel like love is an emotion, and I don't think there's any emotion that doesn't like counteract another one, or like combine other emotions. Like, I feel like even though happy is a great emotion, right? Excited is a great emotion. I don't know, like calm is a great emotion, but I feel like they're counteracted with other emotions. You know what I mean? Sometimes to feel your happiest, you had to have gone through some things. Sometimes to feel very at peace and calm, you had to have learned some things or healed from some things, right? So I just feel like love isn't meant to be easy. Like, you have to climb hurdles. You have to learn your person. You have to maneuver. You have to grow. You have to heal. There's going to be some type of hurt, some type of challenge. So I think the way people always push out this narrative that's like, well, love should be easy. Well, if it's that hard, then give up. Well, it shouldn't be that difficult. And honestly, the people that will tell you the truth about long-term lasting love, they'll tell you it's not easy. It's not a walk in the park. It's not some super simple thing, you know? You can love someone from head to toe, top to bottom, and it's just not gonna be an easy process, okay? Number 3, twerking in public. Y'all are killing me. Okay? All right. Call me what you want. Call me stuck up. Call me bougie. Call me pick me, whatever. I just feel like twerking in public is literally so not classy. Like, I just feel like there's a time and a place for it, right? Like, if you're at a club, sure, that's technically public, sure. If you're at a lounge, sure. But like, if you're at a brunch and it's not giving that lounge club vibe, please don't. Like, if you're at Burger King, please don't. If you're at Ruth Chris, please don't. If you're at the movies, please don't. If you're at Old Navy, please don't. Like, in my mind, I just feel like twerking is like a, and I might sound dramatic saying this, but I just feel like twerking is like a sexual gesture, right? For adults to see and maybe appreciate and celebrate and turn up, right? But I feel like when you do it in public at certain places, it comes off very like raunchy. It comes off as if you don't have home training. And there's old people out there watching. There's little kids out there watching. Like, no one really wants to see that sexual, you know, extra stuff when they're trying to eat or they're trying to shop or they're out at the park with their kids. I just feel like, of course, you know, it's the way a lot of African Americans have fun. They celebrate, they turn up, hey, twerking, there's nothing wrong with it. But I just feel like the environment in which you do it, like, you really, really have to be careful and try and keep it classy. You know, like, no one's saying don't twerk in the club, don't twerk at the Essence Festival, don't twerk at the Caribbean Fest, don't twerk at the Fete. But it's just like Bob Evans, McDonald's, Target. Like, why are you busting out in a twerk at 5-star restaurants? Why are you busting out in a twerk and recording yourself in hotel lobbies? Like, it's just like some of the places you see it, it's just like, and then your friends are like, hey, like, it's just ratchet to me. Like, Y'all, don't beat me up. Comment below. Let me know if you agree. Am I the only one that feels this way? All right, number 4, bikers in major cities. DC. Bicyclists, scooter riders. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Like, I get it. There's like road rules and there's like bike lanes and all these other things that they've done to accommodate other motorists. But my thing is like, why do you even think in your mind that it's a good idea for you to come out on your super slow scooter at rush hour in the middle of a major metropolitan city and just ride, not even drive, ride 2 miles per hour? It's rush hour. Everyone's trying to get home. Traffic is jammed. And you want to ride your scooter 2 miles per hour. Sorry, guys, we had a little interruption. But yes, you want to ride your scooter 2 miles per hour when everyone is already stressed out, bumper to bumper, literally annoyed that the car, not the bicyclist, not the scooter, but the car in front of them is barely moving. And now here you come. The bicyclists that want to weave in and out and during rush hour. And then they get mad if you happen to come a little close. And honestly, like, not to be rude at all, but there's been quite a few accidents in DC where bicyclists or people on scooters or pedestrians have been hit. And granted, that's never okay. Like, obviously, why do I keep saying motorcyclists? Obviously, automobile drivers need to be aware and need to be vigilant and cautious. However, I feel like a lot of these like bicyclists and scooter riders, they are so negligent. Like, they are so negligent. They literally just get out there. They don't have on any reflective gear. They're just no hand signals. They're just jumping out there. They're doing whatever. They're cutting you off. They're like going when it's not their turn to go. They're riding super close to your car. Like, it's crazy. And I honestly just feel like something needs to be done. Like, I get it. That's your mode of transportation. We share the road. But like, can we stay in the bike lanes? Can we maybe wait until rush hour is over? Like, people literally get out there and they're just biking for fun at rush hour. And I just feel like that's so dangerous and it's so like negligent and just, I just don't get it. Like, if I were a bicyclist or I wanted to ride my scooter, I would literally purposefully plan to do it before rush hour or after rush hour. And if I absolutely had to do it during rush hour, I would have on like reflective gear, blinkers. I would be following all of the road signs, like all of that. I just don't get why they're like so free and negligent, for lack of better words. Number 5, giving up your seat on an airplane, okay? So I see this all the time in my travel groups. People have this big argument where it's like, apparently this happens often on airlines where like families will have, let's say maybe a family of 4 or 5, where there's like 2 kids and maybe a mom and dad, or 3 kids and maybe just one parent, right? And so instead of booking the seats like consecutive right next to each other to save money, they'll just book, right? So let's say maybe 2 people are all the way in the front, 2 people are all the way in the back. So once they board the plane, the parent is naturally like, well, hey, can I get my 5-year-old to sit next to me? Hey, can you switch seats with my 2-year-old or my 11-year-old so that we can all be together? And apparently a lot of people feel like, no. The answer is no, because they're like, you should have thought about this when you booked. You should have spent that extra $100 and booked you guys seats next to each other. Like, this isn't fair. I chose this seat. I paid for this seat. I don't want to switch this seat. I like the window seat. I like the aisle seat. And I've been in this predicament before. and I have mixed views. So I think that I push more towards like, if it makes sense and it's not really a hassle for you, you can do it. For me, I never choose my seat, and maybe that's why I think this way, because if I pay extra for my seat, I'm not moving for anyone unless it's something like really, really like critical. But I usually just pick a random seat, right? And so for me to move because there's a 7-year-old that wants to sit next to their mom, it's like, whatever. Like, I'm on a 2-hour, 4-hour, 6-hour flight. I'm probably gonna be asleep or listening to music or reading. Like, what is it really to me to have this 7-year-old uncomfortable between me and some old ass man, and then just switching and saying, hey, sit next to your mom? You know what I mean? So for me, I think I have a little bit more empathy and understanding, and it's just not that serious to me. But I think a lot of people are just like, no, it's just the principle, or no, I paid for this seat, or no, you should have just booked. And I feel like sometimes you can go a little bit easy on people. Like, flights are expensive as hell. And when you really think about like a family booking together, like, that's a lot of money. And sometimes maybe they can't afford to get those consecutive seats right next to each other. But obviously every mother is gonna wanna sit next to her child. And every child is probably gonna feel more comfortable next to their parent. So I see it more so on that end of the spectrum, but I can understand for sure the people that are just like, no, like, I'm just not moving. Like, I just don't feel like I need to move because you're uncomfortable, you know? So I get both sides, but I lean more towards like, if you can do it, just do it. Like, your blessings will be abundant when you give out when you give out good karma. And if you can do it, just do it. Like, if it's not gonna hurt you, if it's not gonna make you more uncomfortable, like, what's a seat on an airplane? Like, who gives a crap? Honestly. All right, so next up is going to be test dates. Okay, so there's this one YouTuber that I love and I watch her all the time. Her name is Steph Co. And she has talked about, well, she talks about dating a lot. She talks about like her experiences and all this other stuff. But she recently was talking about test dates. And if you guys don't know what that is, I mean, I'm not sure if that's the correct term, but it's basically one of the terms used like when a man is just getting to know a woman. It's like the first date and he just doesn't know what to expect, so he doesn't want to drop a bag on her, so he literally takes her on like this test run where it's like, oh, let's just go to Starbucks and get like pastries and coffee, or oh, let's just go to Buffalo Wild Wings for happy hour, or oh, let's just go get a slice of pizza and a Coke or something, so that basically they don't have to do like the whole Fogo de Chao or Ruth Chris or Capital Grill, and, you know, potentially spend a whole bunch of money on someone who just isn't interested in them, maybe using them for a food date, and nothing's gonna come of it. So, Steph Co, my girl, she was like, well, I don't see anything wrong with it, because I do honestly agree. Like, you don't want to be dropping hundreds or thousands of dollars on dates with someone that you don't really know. You don't really know like if it's gonna last. You can't even really tell like their true character from that initial meeting. So yeah, it makes sense to do something a lot more simple and more cost effective. I personally, my unpopular opinion would be that test dates are not okay. I don't agree with them. I feel like, although I do feel for the men that get used for food and they take these women on these extravagant dates and wine and dine them and pick them up and like buy them roses, and then the girl ghosts them, I do feel for y'all, because that's not right. But I also feel like men should really be paying attention to the type of women that they're approaching and that they are entertaining, right? So I feel like instead of having a test date, what you can do is literally get to know the woman better before you even choose to take her out, right? So eliminate the whole, oh, I'm gonna, get your number, text you, and then we're gonna go out tomorrow, but we gotta do a test date. And just say, hey, I'm gonna get your number. We're gonna chat for about 2 weeks. We're going to have some consistent phone calls, FaceTimes, whatever, right? I'm going to get to know you. I'm really going to take a good month or so and really pick your brain, see what you're about, ask for consistency as far as communication, and then I'm going to take you on a date. Not a test date, but a date, right? Because in my opinion, I feel like, why should all women suffer and have to go on these little like play dates when that's not okay for someone who you're actually trying to court, who's actually being serious, who you actually may end up with, right? Like, for a woman that's really into you and then you take her on a little test date, it's kind of like, it may not be the most offensive thing, but I just feel like it's not going to be the best first impression either, especially if you guys are both openly dating and you're taking her on a test date and there's another guy that's taking her on a real date. You know what I mean? So I think that, as much as I understand the struggle and where the idea comes from, I just feel like actually choosing a woman that you know is into you and having those signs and having that confirmation and really getting to know that woman and then taking her on a real date, I just feel like that's a better option. That's my unpopular opinion. Number 7 would be putting your parents in a nursing home. So for me, I feel like, unless that's the last resort, you should try and do everything that you can to keep your parents like at home, as comfortable as possible, whether that means getting like in-home health aides, whether that means moving them into your home, whether that means you moving into their home, like a sibling moving back in to take care of them, whatever it may be. I just feel like parents sacrifice so much for us, like so much. It's incredible how much parents sacrifice for their children from birth into adulthood and then after. And I feel like so many children and grandchildren, nieces and uncles and aunts and nephews, they're so ready to be like, yo, I'm 25, I'm living my best life. Slap her in the nursing home. Oh, I'm 40, I'm traveling all the time. Slap her in the nursing home. Oh, we have our own kids, we can't worry about that. Slap her in the nursing home. And it's like, while I do understand that, those are all very valid points. And a lot of people, they just can't take taking care of an older person. Like, a lot of times older people have, bladder issues. They need some help cleaning up after themselves. They may have dementia or Alzheimer's. They're wandering. They could be a little bit feisty. Like, there's so much that goes into it. So it's literally like having another kid. Trust me, I know firsthand. But I just feel like, I personally think a lot of people kind of just get out of it as quickly as possible, and they don't even explore their other options. Like, older people, they get upset too. They get sad too. They can be depressed as well. A lot of times older people have lost so many of their friends, so much of their circle and their network, and they're literally counting on their loved ones to be their new source of happiness, and their grandchildren, to see them coming in and out, to go to their sports games, their children, to watch them, to, be around them, spend time with them. And I just feel like it's a little bit like disheartening to see so many people, have these amazing parents that really looked out for them and really sacrificed for them. And then when it comes time for them to, figure out what's next, it's like, oh, you're so quick to be like, nope, sorry, I'm not taking care of you, go to a nursing home. I just feel like it's almost like stripping them of the last bits of like happiness or comfort that they had in their family. Maybe I'm biased because my brother and I look out for our grandmother who raised us, and she has dementia, and we do everything we can to keep her like as comfortable as possible and really like take care of her. But I don't know, I just feel like it's wrong to just be so quick to be like, sorry parents, you're 60, go to a nursing home. I'm just like, dang, you know what I mean? All right, so next is hiding your infant's face. This is number 8. So I always felt like the people that, like, the normal, regular, everyday people that you see on like Facebook, Instagram, that hide their kid's face, I always felt like they were trying to like mimic celebrities. Like, honestly, until celebrities started doing that, no one was doing that. Like, people would literally have their baby, they would post a picture seconds later, post the baby all the way up through toddler stage, middle school, high school, whatever, right? But now I see so many women that are just like, they're not going to post their baby for the first 5 months. And then they make a big ordeal when they finally post the face. Or they're going to post pictures for 3 months straight with like something covering the baby's face. And I get it. I mean, I'm not a mom. I never had a kid. I would never really know until I do. But I just feel like, what's the point of you constantly uploading pictures of like your baby's body, but then covering their face? Like, number one, you're not a celebrity and most people don't care that much. And number two, if you're gonna do that every day, why not just show the face, right? Like, you're showing legs, you're showing arms, you're showing little outfits, but you refuse to show the face. And then once you show the face, like, no one cares because you waited 3, 6, 8 months and people are just over it. They're just like, oh, okay, that's the baby. Like, I don't know. I just feel like women have kind of taken a shift in proud motherhood moments, and it's went from like wanting to show, gloating over your baby, being excited, wanting to just live and thrive in that new, like, glowy, sunshine, happy stage of your life. And they've kind of like brought things to this really creepy, like, super private, don't touch my baby, I don't want you to see my baby, I'm covering my baby's face. Like, what? Like, pregnancy and birth is supposed to be such a joyous time, such a blessing. You're supposed to be happy. You're supposed to be showing your baby off. You're supposed to be glowing. You're supposed to be showing off your body. You're supposed to be proud. And I just feel like a lot of women have gotten to this place where they're just like, nope, I'm going to hide everything. Nobody needs to know nothing. And I get it. Because privacy is real. Like, y'all know I'm a private person. But I also just feel like sometimes people just kind of push it. But like I said, I'm not a mother, so I can only say but so much, okay? Number 9 would be, you owe your followers answers and gatekeeping, okay? So this is a really good one. My friend and I were talking about this not too long ago, and she actually brought a lot of things to the table, and I was like, girl, never thought of it that way. So she was basically talking about like gatekeeping and how it can be okay sometimes, because a lot of times people will let you go off to law school and you get sleepless nights and you put in that work and you be broke living on minimum wage and you like riding in your 2002 Honda and you having to like fall and then get back up and you having to do the research and all this stuff. And then once you do it, they're like, all right, give me the cheat code. Give me the answers. And it's just like, hold up now. Is it gatekeeping? Or am I literally not going to give you all the answers to what I worked hard for? I remember in school, I used to get cheated off of all the time. Literally from elementary school, even up through college, y'all. College. People used to always want to cheat off me. Always, always, always. And I wouldn't mind sometimes, but sometimes it was really frustrating because it was like, yo, I was literally tired as shit or sick as shit or hungover the night before. And I stayed up till 3 a.m. researching those answers. Or I stayed up until 1 a.m. writing that paper. Or I did extensive research to get the best, most practical answers for this. And you about to just copy me? Like I'm supposed to just give that away for free? So I said, your followers feeling like they deserve the answers. This is more so like on a social media type of sense, I guess, where I do notice that a lot of like YouTubers or famous TikTokers or people big on Instagram, even a lot of people do it to me, where it's like, They see that you're in this certain area, realm, field, and they just feel like you have to tell them everything that they need to know because they DM'd you, right? So let's say you're like a real estate agent. Instead of them actually like looking you up, going to get your number, inquiring, asking to work with you, whatever, they're like, DM, yo, can you tell me all of the listings in Upper Marlboro? Like, no, I can't. Can you look them up? Like, look them up, come to me, approach me as the realtor that I am. Let me know what you want to do, what you're looking for, and we can go from there, right? Or like, you guys know I do my itinerary business where I create customized domestic itineraries. Check it out, Itinerary T on Instagram. But I have people who constantly inbox me and they're like, hey, I'm going to Houston this weekend. Can you give me all of the best spots to go to? And it's like, no, I have a business where you can pay me in advance and I can literally create your very own customized domestic itinerary based off of your budget, your needs, whatever, right? But it's just like people really feel like they deserve all of the answers, all of your hard work, all of your attention just because they asked. And if you don't give it up or you don't answer quickly or you don't give them all the details and info, they're like, oh, you're hiding. Oh, you're gatekeeping. Oh, you're being petty. And it's like, no, but I actually don't have time to look up every restaurant in DC right now and send you a list. Because number one, there's something called Google. Number two, I literally have a full-time job and I can't do that for you right now. Number three, I barely know you. Like, what is going on? You know what I mean? And number four, I literally have a business dedicated to that. Like, people will skip right over your actual business, your actual credentials, the actual way to go about things. And they'll just be like, nah, like, give me the answers quick. Like, no. So that is number 9. Number 10 is this whole 18 to 20% automatic gratuity. I don't know where you guys live. I know I have a few people in New York, but yo, I live in the DMV area. That stands for DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And in DC in particular, I'm pretty sure they adopted this rule this year because I didn't see it so much before. And I don't know whether it's to make up for losses during COVID or whether like servers just weren't getting tipped, which I find very hard to believe in DC. But they have this thing now where they literally add in an automatic gratuity of 18 to 20%. That's a lot of freaking money. I remember literally like 10% gratuity was like good. 15% was amazing. Like servers were so happy to get 15%. Now you're talking about 18 to 20% automatic, meaning you have no say so in it. Keep in mind, most of your bills for food or drinks in DC are gonna range between 80 to 150 and up. Like anytime you go out in DC, the cheapest drink you may be able to find might be like $13, right? And that's usually like a glass of wine. But drinks usually are about 18 to 20. So if you have 2 or 3 drinks and an appetizer, let alone you have an entree and dessert, like you're running your bill up. And to know that they're taking 18 to 20% as well in gratuity, don't even get started on the food tax. Like your bill is going to be pretty hefty. And I just feel like, number one, that's just wrong. Like, I don't think you should force people to pay a certain gratuity. Like, I just don't think that's right. Tipping is tipping for a reason. You tip for service. You don't tip just because you're going out to eat, right? So that's number one. It's just wrong and it shouldn't just be imposed on people because. Number two is that a lot of these servers, now that they know they're getting gratuity, they're not good. They're not attentive, they're not kind, they're not respectful. And it's like, bro, I asked you for hot sauce 12 times. My fork is dirty. Like, you didn't even want to explain the menu to me. Like, I went to a restaurant not too long ago and they had something on there called duck fat potatoes. Now, yes, I've had duck plenty of times. I love duck, right? I'd imagine duck fat is literally the fat of a duck, and it said potatoes, so cool, potatoes. But that could mean anything. Duck fat potatoes, that's not a common dish. It's not like it's mashed potatoes or fried potatoes. So I literally wanted to know, like, well, what are they like? Are they good? Are they well seasoned? Like, what's the consistency? And the server's literally like, I mean, if you like duck fat potatoes. Like, who eats duck fat potatoes on a regular? It's not French fries, ma'am. I don't know what they taste like. You work here. I'm giving you 18 to 20% tip. Please let me know what these things taste like. Like, it's just like, it's mind-boggling. But yeah, I'm really not feeling it. I feel like I was overcharged all summer because of the gratuity. And I just don't think it's right. Like, I feel like you should be able to determine what your server deserves. And trust me, I'm not cheap. I always tip. And I'm also not a complainer. Like, I would just accept the dish just because before I return it, just because I don't want to go through that hassle. But I do feel like if you're going to charge me that much in gratuity, you got to be on point. Like, nobody's paying you an extra $20, $30, $15, and you're literally not even attentive. You don't care. You're rude. You have an attitude. You don't know the menu. Like, what's going on? So, number 11 is crumble cookies are so good. Okay? I tried crumble cookies for the first time probably a month or so ago. I had I think it was raspberry lemonade cookie, and it was actually served chilled. I didn't really like the chilled cookie vibe, but I ended up warming it up later and it was really good. I did like the flavor. And then I also had like a pink sugar cookie or something like that, which was warm and so delightful. I've been seeing so many people talk negatively about crumble cookie. Like, so many people are like, oh, they're so thick. Oh, they're raw. Oh, they're so milky. They're good to me. And that could be because I have a sweet tooth. So I'm literally like, anything with sugar, I need it. But they're really good to me. Like, they're really, really good. And I don't know why people hate them so much. All right, number 12 is product overload in your hair and skin routine. So I don't really watch too many beauty channels, but sometimes the vloggers that I watch, they'll do like, oh, here's my hair care routine, here's my skincare routine, or oh, I like to use these products or whatever. And it's always such an overload, in my opinion. It's like, well, first I go in with this face wash, then I go in with this face scrub, then I go in with this exfoliating face scrub, then I go in with this toner, then I go in with these vitamin C drops, then I go in with this under eye this, and then I do a face mask, and then I do a face peel, and then I use hyaluronic acid, and then I come back over, and it's just like, maybe all those things are necessary, right? Because, you know, as you age, you have to use a little bit more. You have to do a little bit more. But I'm just like, do you need 19 products on your face? Like, do you really need 19 products on your face? Because I'm such a minimalist when it comes to like products. Like, I don't like to use a whole bunch of random stuff. I try to use natural products. Every day, my face routine consists of 2 things: a natural bar of soap and vitamin E oil, period. Now, do I do masks here and there? Yes. But once again, I use one type of mask and that's it. And I use that like maybe once a month. And I just think sometimes people look at like social media and they're like, oh, I need this, I need this. Like, I've seen YouTubers pick up stuff from like Marshall's, Walmart, and they're like, oh, I want to try this, I want to try this. Y'all have to realize, like, your hair and skin is precious. If you're gonna pack it with all of these random chemicals, because that's literally what it is, like all those drops and serums and scrubs, you don't know what's in there. And just because it says like, oh, this is Olay or this is Fenty or this is whatever, like, you don't know what's in there, you know? So you got to be careful, like just putting all these random things, and you're layering stuff, layering different brands, layering like, it's just like, that's too much. Be careful, because that stuff can really have a negative effect. Okay. What next? All right, so number 13, a little spicy. Let's have a sip of wine for these. Cheers. So, in my opinion, sex before marriage is necessary. In my opinion, S before marriage is necessary. I see some people say like, no, I'm going to be celibate, or no, I'm abstinent, or no, I don't want to do this and that. It'll be more pure. But baby, if you never experienced your husband or wife before you get married, I just want y'all to go listen to some like real marriage podcasts. Like, not the people that are like, oh, it's great. It's all great. It's a fairy tale. But the people that are raw and uncut, like Kadeen and DeVal. And there's a few other podcasts out there. There's another one that I was watching a while back, but I haven't seen them post in a while. Young Black couple keeping it real about marriage, okay? And they will tell you how important is in a marriage. And if you happen to be in love and you get married and you realize that that person not how you want, you're stuck in that. And for some people that have very high drives, they may not be super happy about that, right? Because that pleasure is something that you need to withstand an eternity together, right? And that compatibility and chemistry is real too. Like, people don't understand that just because you're physically attracted to someone, like, oh, she's beautiful, oh, he's handsome, it doesn't mean that you're gonna be attracted to him or her. And that's real. You can literally not be attracted to someone, but you are physically attracted to them. Like, that's so real. And so you just want to, I feel like, test the waters. Like, I do understand the purity. I do understand like waiting until the wedding night. But hey, do it for a while, and then a month before the wedding night, stop, and then it will be like brand new, right? But I just feel like it's important. Like, you gotta test the waters. I don't think it's smart to marry someone without knowing how y'all mesh in the boom boom room. Okay, there's no real get rich quick scheme. So y'all, please stop falling for these YouTubers that are literally like 16 ways to make $250 million in 1 week. 5 ways to become a billionaire in 1 month. Like, y'all don't believe that, do you? Like, I know my subscribers, my intelligent, beautiful subscribers, do not fall victim to that. Please tell me you don't. Like, and I think it's sick that so many YouTubers are literally preying on people that aren't that intelligent or don't realize that everything takes time. Nothing happens overnight. Like, one of my friends sent me some videos and he was trying to get in like some extra streams of income. And he goes, yeah, like, I was watching this girl's video and she's talking about all these things. And I literally broke it down to him. This girl's like, yeah, 12 ways to make whatever million or thousands in a month. And she literally lists all things that you have to already have started in order to even be a part of. Like, she's like, yeah, affiliate links. Well, you have to have a following to be an affiliate anywhere. You have to have a niche to be affiliated with anyone. You have to already have that set up. Like, that's not something that you just wake up one morning, you're like, oh yeah, I'm affiliated with Marriott Hotel, just randomly. Yeah, I'm affiliated with Nike, just randomly. Like, you have to already have that following, that growth, that connection, whatever. Then another one was AdSense. Once again, it doesn't happen overnight. How long did it take you to get to 1,000 subscribers on your channel? That's the only way you can get AdSense, along with a certain amount of views or watch hours or whatever. So once again, that takes time. Then I think another one was like a course that she was selling. Once again, you have to have something to create a course on. Then you have to have the platform. Then you have to create the course. Then you have to get people to take the course. Like, it's so much that goes into it. And so many people are out here just like, yeah, just do this, just do that. And it's like, average people don't have that ability. Like, they don't have the followers for that. They don't have the capital for that. Like, it's just not for every and anyone, right? And so I think we need to get away from this idea that, like, oh, I can just make $1 billion in one night. Oh, if I just go invest here, like, I can flip this and da-da. Like, I'm not saying that you can't make a lot of money very quickly, because I feel like if you put your mind to it, you strategize, you market, you do your research, like, you can do anything. We see it literally all the time, right? But I just feel like there's so many people that are just like blindsided by the fact that things take work. Like, things are not overnight. There's no $1 billion that's gonna come out of the sky because you did something random. You know what I mean? Like, stop believing that you're just gonna wake up one day and be a billionaire. Like, it just doesn't happen like that. And I genuinely think some people believe it does. Like, it's kind of sad and scary, but I genuinely think that some adults believe some of these schemes, and it's like, no. Make it make sense. Y'all, that is it. Those are my 15 new unpopular opinions. Let me know if you guys want me to do some more. I really enjoy this content. And I feel like I have a lot of unpopular opinions. So yeah, let me know if you need some more, and let me know below. Do you agree with any of these? Do you disagree? What's up? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.